You could do food challenges, says Blocks. I wouldn't do those food challenges. I really don't like those sorts of videos. Those how many calories can I eat in a day? I think they give out a little bit of a distorted picture on how eating works and what's healthy and what's not. What would you call them? Like binge eat videos, right? Everyone's probably watched one of those 7,000 calories in a day or whatever. They're not. I don't think they offer much value beyond like a curiosity. Eating like that is not particularly healthy. Eating 10,000 calories in a day is actually probably not particularly great. I mean, I've seen some of those videos and watched people complain about them doing after, right? They do these eating challenges and then they're like, oh, I feel awful after. And it's like, well, yeah, you just rammed 10,000 calories into your body. If you do it every once in a while is probably too much, but once in a blue moon, yeah, you're not going to die from eating that many calories in a day. That's for sure. But it's in no way a good idea, really, to eat like that. And so I just sort of see those eating challenge videos and not particularly pleased with them because I think they send out potentially a bad message. Brian Shaw eats 11k a day. I think the fourth world's strongest man, though, says Finges. Yeah, so there's a difference there that needs to be communicated. If you're doing like strongman, you are like putting your body through intense training every day. And if you look at the strongman physique as well, they put on a lot of body fat. It's not healthy. They are in pursuit of an extreme athletic goal, and therefore their body, and their diet and all of that is extreme. It's not normal. If you want to eat 11,000 calories a day, I would perhaps suggest maybe rethinking that want and desire. Like I do weight training because it helps me like deal with my eating, because I always feel hungry and want to eat a lot, but like I'm manageably able to eat 3,000 calories a day. That's pretty decent for being an active person. That's nothing extreme or excessive. So there is a degree to which you can fuel your eating, but it has to be done right with exercise and whatnot. Like just binge eating or being someone with like a really strong metabolism is, I don't really know what to comment on people having strong metabolisms. Like I've noticed there's one or two channels where it looks like they just do it on a regular basis and they never put on weight, and that is interesting. I don't know what the health around that is like, but for the average person, okay, these binge eating challenges and whatnot, shouldn't really be doing them. It's not good to binge eat, right? Once in a blue moon's not bad. Maybe a nice way to celebrate Christmas. Probably everyone's doing a bit of binge eating. I think I must have had like 7,000 or 8,000 calories a day around Christmas. The 7 Deadliest Sins says, I once calculated that I burn around 3,000 calories just to live. That would not be your base metabolic rate unless you had some sort of, extreme condition that I never heard of. Most people's base metabolism rates are going to be between like 1,600, 2,200. And then you have lifestyle and exercise and fitness on top of that, like these other factors that come in. So for me, my base rate is around 2,200, but I am quite active, so I bump that up, and I also wear a Fitbit, and I can calculate how much extra calories I can consume a day thanks to my Fitbit. So I right now I'm cutting my weight down, so I'm doing on average 3,000 or less a day, but normally I'd be eating over 3,000 a day, but it depends on what I do in that day as well. And that's all calculated, and I've done it for a long enough time now to know that I've got like my head around it pretty well. If you've calculated you're doing 3,000 as a base rate, that's got to be wrong. That doesn't sound right at all. But if it's because you live a very active lifestyle, you're probably factoring in the fact that you do a lot of like exercise every day, then 3,000 would probably be reasonable, right? People in outdoor adventure jobs sometimes need to consume 4K a day and still struggle to keep weight, says I am Mobius. I can understand that because every now and then, like maybe like once a month, I tend to do a day where I eat about 4,000 just because I like to have like a curry or something, and I try and be really active. And okay, I'm going to plan like going for a long walk or doing this activity, that activity, all in the same day. And like when I look at my Fitbit, I get up to 4,000 on occasion, right? Are you tall? I'm 6'2" and I have to eat 3,025 on some recommendation system. Yeah, I'm 6'3", 6'4". I don't know. I think I've gotten a little bit taller where I've been like really working out a lot and focusing on posture and physique. And it sounds a bit weird to say, like I think I've gotten taller, but one of my mates said it to me as well after I hadn't seen them for a while. They were like, "Have you got taller?" And I was thinking, I thought about it a lot, and I thought I've got into a really regular habit of doing yoga and working out, and that's all what muscle stretching and building, bodybuilding. So like, I'm probably like 6'4" now. I should actually measure myself up, but I think that's possible, right? You know, it's not much from 3 to 4, but it makes sense that you could gain a little bit of height in that way. Do Fitbits tell you your calorie intake? What a Fitbit does is it measures your heart rate and other vital signs throughout the day, and then it can kind of give you a number that isn't exact, it's an estimate. This number will be like, you know, how many calories you're burning. Now, there are other factors that can come into play as well. It might be off for various reasons, like your metabolism might be slow or it might be even stronger. So what you do with a Fitbit is you figure it out over time. Like I started off setting my my thing at like 2,200, and then I would look back at my Fitbit every now and then. I'd like see how I did for the week or the month, and I'd notice, yeah, I'm like 100 behind every day or whatever. And I basically boiled it down to about 2,400 is my like my base rate. But that's also when I'm having an active lifestyle. So if I were to stop exercising, I would probably need to readjust it. Anyway, the original subject we were talking about here was eating challenges, all right? Like, I'd encourage all of y'all to not binge eat like that and to not take those videos too seriously and to not really have the objective of like, oh, I want to eat all this food one day, right? It's nice to treat yourself every once in a while, but what you want to have is a healthy relationship with food. Where did that creeper come from? Where'd you come from, buddy? That was amazing. You almost got me. You want to have a healthy relationship with food. You want your food to be good, you know, not fast food. We're talking about fresh fruit and veg and all of that. And you want to be satisfied when you eat it, and you don't want it to always be on your mind. You need to have a good relationship with food. That's what you should aim for, right? And then when you've got a good relationship with food, you can do a little bit of a binge eat maybe, or have some Pop-Tarts like I did, and you'll probably find it ain't all it's cracked up to be, right? Like, one of the things I find with eating a lot is that you get to this weird point where like your body, you actually feel uncomfortable, and then all of a sudden I get incredibly thirsty. More calories isn't bad, it's how you get it. Okay, so again, like, incredibly complex topic, right? And there's so many different ways to look at it. Like, more calories can be bad if you don't want to eat in a surplus every day. So you can eat, you know, the healthiest foods, but if you're eating way more than you need to, you can still put on weight. It all depends about goals, right? You can eat less calories and lose weight, but you can do it in a healthy way by eating fast food and junk food, you know? Make a new channel called Asuma Eats and then just talk about healthy foods as Mouse. I could do that. I could talk about food all day long, couldn't I?